Hey everyone, and welcome back to Conquest Reforged. I know a lot of you have probably been waiting for me to say those words for quite a while now, but today we are going to be coming back here and starting a new mini-series, actually building on this train right here, of doing some really awesome stuff. I've been working on this guy for quite a while now, and I finally got to a point where I want to present it to you guys of kind of our first step here. So we're going to start this guy out in World Painter in just a second, but make sure you guys smash that like button if you want to see more Conquest Reforged stuff here on the channel. Because as you guys know, I kind of moved away from it for a while just because it wasn't doing that well. I wanted to expand beyond just doing Conquest. Anyways, here we are in World Painter. We're doing a really rough, just kind of entry part to this terrain, just flying through it. This is probably about 2 hours of World Painter footage, condensed down here into less than a minute. So that's why it's pretty hectic going through here, but we kind of went through and did a lot of the stuff. I just kind of want to throw this in here. You can see that blue is actually going to be our river. So we're using World Painter, sorry, not World Edit, I've been saying the wrong thing. But we're using World Painter here to kind of create the river, create the base terrain, and then we're going to go in and texture it all in game. They're using some custom scripts and things like that. So here's our last little part right here. We're getting that river in there. Anyways, we're going to be jumping in here. All we did here was apply stone on everything above 40 degrees. That's a good World Painter tip. It actually really helps you out with some cool custom terrain. Anyways, now we're going to be moving it into making some trees. We did this stuff. It turned out really, really cool. We're using some of these variants in here. I do add a few more in from old builds that I've done in the past that I just kind of wanted to use to add the color like you guys saw in the beginning. But we're doing some spruce trees right here. So super quick time lapse of making some trees. Turns out really awesome. I love these. They turn out really, really well. There are a few issues actually with adding them in through a schematic, so I had to go and save them all individually, then go back and paste them all individually. So that was really annoying. Anyways, those are the trees. We're moving on next to around the mountains. We're going to be doing some work there. First, we're going to be starting here at the mountains. You can see all our trees there on the edge of the map that we're going to go back and grab many times later on. But we come in here, we add a dirt and gravel layer on the bottom of the stone, kind of as a transition point going from the mountains down into the base. Works really, really well. This part coming up here is I'm really happy about. We go ahead and divide the map up into 4 different regions based on fault lines that a good friend of mine, Bronze Art, who has a Twitch channel, I'll leave a link to in the description, but he actually studies geology a little bit apparently and helped me come up with these fault lines. And over here in this region, we're going with a lighter stone color of quartzite, doing all that stuff using the pink and the gray, or pink and the white quartzite blocks. And that's really cool. It looks much better than what it does here. I messed with it for quite a while. Next we come into this area and use, the original plan was a granite and dolomite, or that's what the end goal is, sorry, granite and dolomite. Anyways, we started out going with this schist and gneiss, I think it's called. I don't know, I butchered the name of that stone like I do every name ever. But anyways, it looked like a freaking zebra. So we moved away from going with the zebra mountains and we went into kind of a much cooler looking little stripe thing that we're gonna be working on here in a second, of trying to use the different base Minecraft stones that were just kind of retextured. Andesite is now dolomite in the mod. If you guys haven't, just regular Conquest, that's the same texture. But we're using we ended up with the dolomite and granite as alternating layers. You can see me experimenting here with a bunch of different ideas, and then coming back together and finally coming up with something cool. You guys will see this here in the end, and it looks pretty cool. I love the final result of this region. It looks a little weird here though. But anyways, there's kind of a quick glance of it. We'll come back to it later. Here, we're working on the Granite Region. This is kind of the center area of where everything is in the center of the valley, and all really, really starts to come together. You can see we're going with like a more of a red granite than the base Minecraft granite. So I guess it is still red, but it looks really freaking cool. I love the end look of this guy. We're using a lot of this actually to build boulders in the river later on that look really freaking cool. Then our last region is actually going back to using that schist block, the kind of a blue, darker one in our zebra stripe mountains earlier. And here we're using 2 different types of schist block, or the schist block and then some other, I think it's the rough granite block. We're using this and just making some really, really thin lines, and the way the colors blend together actually gives a really awesome effect. I come up with a much better result here after this, which you guys will be able to see here later. And it looks really, really awesome. Anyways, now we're going to be working on placing in some of our Aspen trees kind of all around the terrain here. There's a great look at that dolomite mountain range that it looks really awesome in the end compared to what we had to start with, right? But here we go ahead and start adding in a bunch of Aspen trees. The goal of this is to get a lot of these in here and ended up taking most of them out. But you can see me kind of adding in a bunch. It takes me a few hours to do this. I think I spent 3 hours just placing in this type of tree, and we reduced it like crazy in the end. But moving into the next one, we're gonna move into placing some of those spruce and pine trees. There you can see the major reduced amount of trees in here. And again, the mountains in the background. I don't know why I kept starting in this area, but it's just kind of where it worked. This is the area where I was testing out a bunch of things. And yeah, so we're gonna be placing some spruce trees right up in here. You can see that we have a little bit of an issue with these in the world download that you probably won't catch because I fixed most of them, but I accidentally was rotating the trees, and in Reforged, you can't rotate things because the block rotations don't work on vertical slabs and stairs and whatnot for the modded blocks. But it's okay, it's fine. We fixed it in the important areas. Anyways, right here, I went ahead and started using some world edit custom scripts in order to get our plants placed around the region. So you can see here, me just kind of getting the IDs of all the different ones we use. I think there's 10 different types of things, 2 flowers, like 6 different types of grass, and then 2 bushes we're using. And I would list them all off, but I don't even remember at this point. Anyways, you can see the kind of the white and the purple flowers. Those ones I remember, it's cotton grass and heather. So I want to get that white and purple look combined with like the green, orange of the trees and then the dark of the spruce trees. I felt like the color just worked really well together, and it turned out really freaking awesome using just some custom scripts and things to get it to place naturally. I actually didn't have to go around and place these, which worked really well. Now actually getting into a little bit of the nitty gritty. So the river up here at the top end of the plot did not work out very well. So I decided to come up here and just place in some boulders, and I got carried away with it. But we're gonna work our way up here. You can see us using that granite biome just because it's in the center of the map, so it's kind of where that fault line was landing, and it works out really well. I'm really happy with the look of this. Right here is probably one of my favorite spots because 3 different rock types come together right there. Actually, all 4. If you look pretty closely, you can see all 4 of them in there. This is kind of where everything comes together. So if there was a major eruption or something, this area would be totally screwed in a natural disaster. But it's fine. It looks really cool, and I forgot to turn daylight cycle off, so that's great. But yeah, it looks awesome up here. I'm so happy with this, and we got some cool waterworks going all the way down. And yeah, then guys, let's just take a look at everything from all the way around. You can see all the custom terrain coming in here together. I had so much fun building this guy. I'm really kind of excited to get back into Reforged and see where this is going to be going. Anyways, if you guys do like this, remember to hit that like button. Really show me that you guys want to see more Reforged stuff. It really means a lot to me for support on this because there was quite a bit of negative for it a while ago when I tried bringing it back once. So if you guys are interested in seeing more of this, be sure to smash that like button. Now, done with the like baiting. So, moving on for this series in the future, next episode we're going to be doing with Archelaus, who is an awesome YouTuber. He's going to be a great friend of mine over the past few weeks as we've just kind of come together through the YouTube community and gotten to know each other decently well. And we're going to be working on some Conquest Reforged building in this area. So if you guys have ideas of what you want to be seeing in this zone, whatever type of buildings, crazy things you guys want to see us try and take on and build, be sure to leave that down in the comments below so we have some cool ideas for things to work with. Builds to do, and just the more ideas the better, because then it'll give us a lot more ideas of things that we can do in the future and keep this series going on a lot longer. This world is only a 512 by 512 map because we wanted to keep it small and something manageable and something that we can actually finish on time. Also, on top of that, this is hosted on the Darwin Reforged, Conquest Reforged Minecraft server. So if you guys are interested in seeing this map in person, besides the download link that'll be in the description, you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and hop over on that server. It's a great group of people over there. They love building stuff in Conquest. And yeah, this is where we kind of end everything off. We're going to start with a little camp here and turn it into everything we can in this world. So I really hope you guys are enjoying this. And my dog is crying in the background, so that is just lovely. Gotta love Coda, right guys? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys in this episode. We got a lot of cool stuff coming here in the future, and I really am excited to be coming back into the Conquest Reforged for this. We're gonna be working on right now, and this is kind of gonna be my segue moving into Conquest Reforged Survival, which should actually be coming out pretty soon when this video comes out. Just through what the devs have been saying and releasing the new builds and things like that, so I'm really excited for that. Anyways, guys, before I blab on for too long, please hit that like button. It really means a lot to me. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys want to be seeing in the future for this episode here. And be sure to go check out Archelaus' channel. Probably butchered his name. If you guys haven't seen him before, the next episode will be over on his channel most likely. I might put in my point of view for it or something. We'll see how that all works out. But that's all I got for you guys today, and I will catch you on the flip side.